Yes, yes, yes. Welcome again to Spotlight on the Family. I hope you're excited to see me today. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Yes, and it is Christmas season. That's why I'm having um, my wonderful uh, red cap here. It's Christmas season. And so today is another day for Spotlight on the Family. And I know some of you have been listening to me some 3 Saturdays or 2 Saturdays ago. And today I'm coming again your way. And we are treating a very, very, very important subject, beyond love. I was trying to see how I want to coin this topic because it's so much is embarked on so many things. We have so many things encapsulated in that word, beyond love. And or we could say your love is not enough. So, and today I want to specifically talk to my fellow wives, wives to be. This message is basically for us all. And when I'm talking, I'm not just speaking to you, I'm also talking to myself because we all need this information. We all need this piece of information. So I want to talk about beyond love. What do I mean by beyond love? I mean that beyond that romantic love, beyond that I love you, dear, you're so sweet, and all that you say to your wife, or you act to him. There is something at the back of it. There is more to it. There is more to what your husband sees as love. There is more to what your husband assumes or even interprets as love. And basically, we're going to be talking about areas in which a man feels loved. Now, I want to tell you that a man interprets love as respect. Meaning that if you don't respect your husband will take it like you don't love him. And that's why you see in the scripture says that women, we should respect our husband, we should honor our husband, and our husband should do what they should love us in return. So you see, the love and respect, they all go forth together. So I will be teaching, I don't know how long it will be, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but but I won't take too much time because even I want to go and get myself doing something. Okay, I was reading a particular book and I felt like, oh, come, I need to teach my fellow women this. And I'll just speak one or two things from that book. I think the title of the book is For Women Only, For Women Only. So that book explains so much about and the areas in which we as women, we need to respect our husbands, just for women only, and so many other things. But this aspect, this part of the book really caught my attention, and I felt like, oh, I need to really, really teach my other women this. Okay, so now I want to tell you some secrets. It's deep, deep secrets that I found in this book. Yeah, it says that most men needs respect and affirmations, especially from their wives. They don't want to be criticized at all. When they do something wrong, they don't want you to do, they don't want you to talk to them. I don't know. It is what it is. And I'll tell you the reason why. A research was conducted and they asked some men and they said, come, will you prefer to be alone and feel unloved? Or you will prefer to be inadequate and disrespected? And we had 74% of men saying, oh, I prefer to stay alone and be unloved than for me to be disrespected and dishonored. And they were like, if you respect me, if you make me feel adequate, to me, it shows that you love me. So in that respect and honor, there is love. And that's why you will see that they go hand in hand. You can't say you want to respect somebody, you won't say you want to make somebody feel good without you showing love. So they would say 74% of them says, I prefer to stay alone and unloved than for me to stay inadequate and disrespected. And so what this translated is that the love that you show to them, you only show them that you love them when you respect them and you make them feel adequate. Okay? And so what they see, they prefer that you love them unconditionally. You show respect. We women, we come about and start shouting all around, please, you need to love your wife unconditionally. As a man, you need to love your wife unconditionally, irrespective of whatever she does. You need to show love, you need to care for her, you need to do this, you need to do that. Same as the man, they want you to love them, they want you to respect them and honor them unconditionally. And do you know that is very difficult? That woman must go to the cross. She must have gone to the cross for you to see a man who doesn't love you, a man who maltreats you, a man who beats you, and you want to show respect and honor for that person. I don't know how I don't know. That person must have God residing inside of her. Because if you are not a child of God, if you are not crucified with Christ Jesus, that will be very, very difficult. And so many people say that, if I come out now and there's someone, oh, my wife, I respect my husband, and somebody who has a naughty husband will say, it's not your fault now. Why won't you respect him? He gives you food. He dresses for he provides food for you. He does this for you. He loves you. He cares for you. Even displays you here and there. And why won't you love him? So that's a conditional love. That's a conditional respect. That's what they feel. And they feel, I am going through hell in my home, and you come here and you are preaching that I should go and love and I should show respect, I should show regard to my husband. That would be very, very difficult because research has gone and you have seen that you don't deserve it. You hear them shouting, do you deserve to be respected? Do you deserve to be honored? No, you cannot. But that's not what the scripture says. Unconditionally, as a man gives his wife an unconditional love, the woman too will give their husband unconditional respect, irrespective of whatever your husband is doing, irrespective of whatever it is that you feel is not it doesn't look, is looking weird or is not looking nice. You should do, or you should still give him respect and unconditional what conditional respect. So because we women, we feel so much I don't know whether it's a grace, we feel you are so much in control. And when you come up and you show that control, you feel that yes, you're the one taking care of the children, you can do this, you can do that. Unfortunately, the man interprets it in a very, very wrong way. He interprets it as disrespect. So you will need, as a wife, you will need to be able to blend the two. Even if you have so much knowledge in a particular thing and you feel that your husband is not doing it well, you don't need to show it to him and put it to him that you are just a zero level in this one. You cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do, you're such a useless man, you're such a this, you're such a that. That will not suffice. Okay, so now let's quickly go straight to the book. The writer enumerated, I think, about 3 or 4 places whereby you need to show this. Now, when you come up and you say, show respect to your husband, respect your husband, that word is vague. I never knew until when I started growing in this assignment, this ministry. I now knew that when you say respect is in diverse ways, because you can be respecting your husband in one aspect. You could be respecting your husband in one of these 4 aspects. You can be respecting your husband in one of these aspects and be disrespecting in another aspect. So let's quickly check it. Number 1, you need to respect your husband's judgment. Respect is what? Respect is judgment. Okay? So a woman needs to respect her husband's knowledge. Respect your husband's knowledge. Respect your husband's opinion and decisions. Respect your husband's knowledge, opinion, and decisions. And so when we're talking about judgment, talk about, it happens in so many homes that you want to make decision on something and you feel your husband didn't get it. He has not got it. He's not right in the way he's bringing his own opinion, and you feel that yours is more important. And truly, yours is even much more important. Yours is even more realistic. But there is a way you are going to play that game. You're not going to put it to him to make him feel like, your judgment is zero. You don't know anything. You are just a dummy. Your brain is lost. You know, when you come up with such judgment, that man feels disrespected. You don't need to tell your husband you are mad, you are stupid, or you lock his shirt and make him. No, that's respect is in different diversifications. Okay, so and we spoke with some men and they told us that they feel unvalued before they land there. The wife has said, "Oh, what are you saying? That thing you're saying doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense." They feel so devalued. So one way you can value your husband, even if your husband is not making sense, even if he's not making sense, there's a way you can value him by valuing his knowledge, value his opinions, value his decisions. If he says this is what we want to do, even if you have a better idea, sell that idea to him later on. Don't let him feel like he has brought a useless idea home. You could even go pray. You could even go pray and say, Lord, this is the opinion my husband is bringing, and I don't feel it's right. I don't feel this is a right opinion. I feel there is still something better of. I feel there is something that I would have loved him to do. And you can talk to God. You can talk to him and make him feel like, Jesus, you can do this. Just talk to God and say, Lord, change his mind. Change his mind to what I am seeing. Because you might be seeing right, of course. You might be seeing correctly. But how do you want your husband to see in your own light? How do you want your husband to see your own opinion? You want to see that this decision you're making, you want your husband to see. You could also go to God and pray. I know it could be so painful, especially if you have to repeat it over and over again, if you have to say it in like, you see, why is this man like this? Why are you like this? You've seen so many women almost weeping, like, how did I get to this point of getting married to a man that is not even up and doing? You will see other women, other men, you are out there going up and down and they are achieving one result or the other. You look at your own husband and you are looking at him and saying, you just wake up in the morning, you have no NFA, no future ambition. You just open, you nothing to do. You cannot hustle for the family, you cannot feed the family, you cannot provide for the home, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And he opens his mouth to make a decision or to make, you will wonder, what decision do you want to make in this home? What are you bringing to the table? They'll tell you, he that pays the piper takes the tune. I know you want to play that because you have so much in your pocket. You have so much. I say, if my husband doesn't know the way, I think I need to show them the way because I need to hold on to the family. Good. But whatever it is you're going to do, I plead, do it with wisdom. Do it with the direction of God. Do it in obedience. When I talk to wives, I tell them that wifehood is an assignment. There was a reason why you were created. You were created because you came in to support a man. You came in to work with the man. And now you say, okay, the man that I came to work with is not doing anything. Why did you make that choice? Why did you make that choice? Oh, probably I made a mistake. Marriage issues are just very funny. Some people will tell you, actually, because I know God is not a foolish God. If God has said that you as a woman, you are created because he wants you to support your husband. Before you marry anybody, if you don't see anything to support him with, please run away, because that thing is going to cause problem for you in the future. It's going to cause so much issue. But it's not a point of no return. He can pick up. We have seen men that maybe at the point of getting married, and things were up and down, they didn't know what to do, they were just laid back. It might just be character issue, it might be just because of their upbringing. But with you as the wife, if you are up and doing, you will not pull him down because you made that choice. You will not pull him down. You saw it. You will not pull him down. Now you will help him up. You will help him up because it is what it is. And so, what am I saying in a nutshell? You weren't, so it's not all about love, 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 love. It's beyond love. You need to respect your husband's judgment, respect his abilities. Some women will say they can't drop their children with their husband. They say, oh, he cannot take care of that man. He can't take care of my children. He can't take care of my children. If I leave my children with him, he's going to this one will fall into blah 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 blah. And they begin to complain. And now they carry everything on their head and say, yes, because you don't trust. You need to trust your husband. Trust that he can do it. Now, when you tell a man that you don't respect whatever decision he makes, he'll just leave you to be, oh yeah, carry everything. Maybe you are a macho woman. And carry it. You can do it yourself. Go on. Okay, so let's quickly move on. So the writer wrote here again, respect is abilities. The first one, respect is judgment. And it says respect is what? Is abilities. Respect is abilities. Now, when you make a man, if your husband says he can do something, or how will I put it? Your husband feels disrespected at the point where you feel he cannot do something. And you're asking him like a baby, can you do this? Can you do this? Or something happens, will you be able to do it? Can you do this? He is still trying to figure out, just take for instance, your husband, maybe you family got a particular gift and you're trying to fix it, and your husband is trying to figure out how to fix the thing, and you're like, why are you stressing yourself? Can't you ask for help? Let somebody help you, and don't let's trouble ourselves doing all these things. Don't let's bother ourselves doing all these things. And do you know how that interprets to him? That thing is interpreted to him like he cannot, you make him feel confident. He lacks confidence, and he will just be like, am I sure I can do this? I even have a story. I just remembered now. I remember when I was in school one day, there was a friend of mine. He's being called, we call him Asheshi. And he gave himself that name, Asheshi, in the sense that he believes that he can do everything. He can do everything, Asheshi. So he will be there and he will be figuring things out, and he will be there. He will not leave that place until he eventually gets it, and he will say, yes, Asheshi, meaning it can be done. One day he was trying to figure out something, and he was there figuring out, figuring out, figuring out. He couldn't get it. I came into the scene that day, and I was like, Sheko, money. It was later on he told me that thing really hurt him, in the sense that he felt, I don't know how to explain it. There is an inbuilt confidence he's building for himself. Asheshi, I can do it. This thing can be done. And somebody is looking at you and like, please, if you cannot do this thing, stand up and let's go. And let's get help. Let's get help and let's find our square root. And I was like, Sheni. And he felt, he just stayed put and like, no one is going to discourage me here. I will do it. And eventually he was able to do it. So that's how your husband feels sometimes. When he's trying to figure out things and you are like, please, let's get help. Let's get someone to do this thing for us. Maybe he's in the car trying to figure out what is happening. The next thing, like, let's call somebody. Let's call someone to fix it for us. Let's call someone to fix it for us. What you are telling him is, you are telling him that he's incapable. You are telling him that he's inadequate. He cannot do it. You are thinking of how someone will come and help, but that's not the way he's interpreting it. He's interpreting it that you are telling him that he's unable, he's inadequate, he's incapable, he cannot do it, and that's why you need an external person to come and help you out. Or sometimes it can even be you, like, oh, I can figure these things, I can do it for you, so why are you stressing yourself? So when you see your husband trying to figure things out, what you just need to do is just to encourage him and like, yeah, I know you can do it, you can just keep doing it. I know you will get through it. If at the point he feels that, oh, this thing is out of my hand, then he might now call for help. But when you see him keeping quiet, you see him stuck inside it, and you see that he's not saying anything and he's just focused on what he's doing, he has something inside of him that is propelling him, telling him that, you can do it. Ajishe, and you keep pressing, and he wants to do it. So when you make him feel he cannot do it, you are disrespecting him. Did you take that? Okay, let me see another thing here that was said. Yeah, it says here that if you disrespect your husband in little things like this, that you would not be able to respect him in even greater things. So ensure that you trust your husband with little things, like taking care of the child, like preparing food. Most especially for newborn women and women who have just delivered babies. Sometimes you don't even have trust to drop your baby with your husband. You feel he cannot change the diapers. You feel he cannot put water inside the bottles. You feel he cannot even prepare pap for you. You just feel like, oh, my husband is just there. He cannot do anything. He's only for himself. You feel, oh, he cannot sweep the floor. He cannot. And that's why you want to do everything by your own self. Just trust him. Let him know that you trust him, that he will do it. You don't order him about. I know so many people would have heard the story when I just got married and I would go to the office that time. When I come back, sometimes the whole house will be neat, everywhere will be beautiful. And one fateful day, it was such a busy day for him, and he didn't even move a pin. And that day I came in, I was like, what have you been doing? Like I was just asking, like, what is his itinerary? What was it that he did throughout the day that I didn't complete that statement? I didn't complete that statement. And he looked at me like this, and I got the message, meaning that okay, because I've been, even if, because I did it is because I don't want to stay in a dirty environment, because I value myself. So today that I didn't do it doesn't make me different from the person that did yesterday. And don't ask me such questions. So there are sometimes when you say some things, your husband is interpreting it in a different way. So it is not about what you said at this point. It is how your husband is interpreting those things. So before you open your mouth and say anything, you need to sit down. If I say this thing now, how would my husband take it? What's going to be the interpretation to my husband's hearing when he hears this? So don't tell him how to do things. Don't tell him how to do this. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself, because there are sometimes you find yourself sleeping even through this. And that's why we need to keep saying it, to keep teaching it, so that we all begin to learn at every point in time, so that we become different. Many homes are being battered because of these singular issues. The ego of men is egoicious. You can't deal. It's God that put it there. Even a 1-year-old, 2-year-old ego for a child, for a guy, is there. Is so, and it's the most fragile thing that they have. Their ego, you think is, yeah, they have, no, it's very fragile. When you punch it, they become very, very vulnerable. They become very weak, very weak. So they protect that aura. They feel that no, this is untouchable. Don't come near this place. They don't want you to talk to them anyhow. They don't want you to. Talking alone is just one aspect of disrespecting. Talking alone, just communication. Ordinarily, that's distrust. It's a disrespect. Not acknowledging that they are knowledgeable. Not acknowledging the fact that they have sense is a big deal. Make them, so don't make your husband feel inadequate or insecure. They feel so insecure, so that's why you see sometimes you want to push them to do things. They don't want to stand up. They feel you are ordering them like a like their children. I remember my husband would say, "Emi aba omo." That statement he will say it is in Yoruba, "Emi aba omo." Sometimes I tell him, let's do, maybe just say the thing casually. It has gone into a different interpretation, and he will ask you, "Are you talking to me or are you talking to the children?" And I'll look at myself that, who am I actually talking to here? Am I not talking to my husband? But he's interpreted it in a different way. It's interpreted that I'm already ordering him like I'm ordering the children. So it is what it is. So the writer here also talked about respect in communication. Respect in communication. He said women hold an incredible power in the way we communicate with our men, both husbands and sons, to build them up or to tear them down, to encourage or to exasperate. Some things just push a man's button. This goes beyond what we say. Such as questioning a man's judgment or his ability, and how we say it, where we say it, which is the subject we're going into. How do you say what you want to say? How do you say what you want to say? I've had issues so much. It's not, when somebody comes up to talk to you, doesn't mean that person is perfect. Take note. I've had issues where, because you're just hot, because you just feel this thing is not the right way, you feel, sometimes we as women, you just feel like, come, you need to rise up and speak. If not, things will fall apart. You just feel, but some women sometimes go overboard when it goes to that time. Sometimes it goes overboard when we get to that time, but we need to be very, very careful. Wow, my battery is low. Um, my battery is low. Please, can I get my charger? Yeah. So what am I saying? In the way we communicate, we should be very, very careful. And try to honor and respect our husbands even in the way we communicate. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to spend too much time. Another thing is that we should respect our husbands in the public. Some people could have been so perfect. Thank you. Some people could be so perfect. Some people could be very perfect in the other three things that I talked about, but even only in this one. When we say respect your husband in the public, what are we saying? We're saying that you should um, you should avoid arguing with your husband outside. Number one, we are saying that when you're outside, you don't scream at your husband, you don't yell at him. Even yelling at home to your husband is not right, but you can even permit you to do that in the secret on your bed. But you don't yell at your husband outside. Don't make him feel like a baby doll. If he makes a comment, maybe you're in a group of people and he makes a comment, it's not in your place to rise up and castigate whatever it is that he has said. There's something we call public display of affection. Even when he's wrong, you don't need to, in front of anyone, castigating. You just hold your peace. I've made such mistakes in my early days of I've made such mistakes. I don't even understand all these things. You say something right there and there, I will tell you, no, 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 no. But you keep growing every day. You keep growing. Now I don't think I can follow myself. I can't find myself in such a mess. I just nod my head and say, fine. When we get home, I can be clearing it, but I won't go and blow such a trumpet outside. So respect your husband in the public. Respect your husband. So that's how they see it. So when you disrespect them in the public, you crush their ego. They feel very, very inadequate. They feel, what am I saying out when the people I'm living with, the person I'm living with in the home, some men, they feel more respected outside than his wife that is at home. So they really love it. So it's beyond love. It's beyond love. That's why I titled it Beyond Love. Beyond love. Okay. And so I think at this time I want us to go back home and let's reflect on what I've said. Yeah. And before I cut off from this, before we end this, I just want to inform everyone who's listening to me. I know I've been announcing it during the conference. I also announced it, and we have people on the waiting list already. By next year, by the grace of God, we are going to be commencing the Wife Academy, the Sparkling Wives Academy. Is a school that is standing on three pillars: wifehood, womanhood, wifehood, and motherhood. So we are going to be dealing about that aspect of a woman, the womanhood, your responsibility as a woman, your responsibility as a wife, and your responsibility as a mother. So it's a wife academy that is focused on the total being of a woman, because we know you cannot effectively be a wife You cannot effectively be a wife and be sound if you're having issues with your character, with your personal development, with your growth, with your purpose. You're having issues with some maybe backlogs of issues that you are bringing home from when you're single. You might not be able to function well as a wife. And so by next year, by the grace of God, next year, February or March, it's not January, just February or March, we're going to kick off. So if you are interested, um, I will put in the link for the waiting list so that we can begin to fill in that list so that we can put us in a place. So by the time we kick off, it's going to be easy for us. So we're going to be making noise about it by God's grace. But I'm just saying this freehand so that we can start putting our mind. As many that are listening to me, just put it in mind. If you know you are a wife to be, and you want to upgrade yourself, there are some knowledge that you need. You don't need to go and break the bank. You don't need to go to Harvard. You don't need to go somewhere mysterious to learn some little tips that can change your life forever. Just little things. All those things that are disturbing you in your home, it's just something little. If you fix it, your home is going to be heaven on earth. Your marriage and everything, your relationship is being turned around. So I want you to put it in mind as you're listening to me. Put it in mind that if you are having that nudging that you want to be a part of the Sparkling Wives Academy, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to my Facebook. You can fill in the waiting list. Just take a step. Take a step. This is 2024. This is 2024. You've been postponing. And I don't know the reason why you'll be having issues with your marriage and you will not go and learn. Some of you will feel that why would somebody go to a marriage school, or why would I read? You don't even need to go to school per se to really fix your marriage, but you need to learn. So I don't know how you want to learn. Whether you want to go to YouTube and learn, fine. You have to read books, fine. You have to go for counseling, fine. Do something. You can't fold your hands and think that, oh, my husband is wrong, and my husband has to fix it. And the husband is saying, my wife is wrong and she has to fix it. If she's not ready to fix it, then I'm not ready to fix anything. And that's why the marriage still remains that way. We have this saying that says it is insanity to do things the same way and be expecting a different result. You want your marriage to be different. You want something good to happen to your marriage. What have you done? Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your marriage. Take responsibility for your home. And don't expect that somebody's going to come and fix it for you. You don't need anybody to come and fix it for you. Fix it yourself with your knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. It's knowledge that transforms. It's knowledge that will take you from unknown to the known. You just see that you are in charge. There is something you don't know. That's why your marriage is having issues. There is something you don't know. There is something your husband don't know. And you need to know these things. You need to know these things. Marriage is not marriage somewhere and marriage. Marriage is coming together of a sensible man, sensible woman, a good woman, a well-developed man, a well-developed woman, a full man, a full woman, a complete man, a complete woman. You all come together and you form a formidable marriage. You form a formidable family, and not just using tips and hack and feel that which marriage school did our parents go to, and somebody will tell me that I need to go to marriage school. I need to go. Don't go to marriage school. Nobody's even asking you to go to marriage school, but go and develop yourself. You don't even necessarily need marriage school. Develop yourself. But you need to learn how to do that. You need to go through the process, and don't think that every marriage that is working, somebody is working it out. So there are some things you need to know. When you know, you begin to act with the knowledge that you have. It begins to direct you, it begins to teach you what to do. And you just see yourself, you say, wow, so this thing can work. This thing is working. This thing is working, and you'll be fine. So if you are led next year, by the grace of God, the Wife Academy, the Sparkling Wives Academy is going to kick off, and we'll be teaching all this I am doing is just tips and hack. We are going into a full model of courses which have been arrayed already, trashing out issues one after the other, one by each. And I can bet you by the time you are done with that school, you will look at yourself and say, wow, I'm full. So Thank you very much for having me on the spotlight on the family. See you again next week. I promised last week that I was going to show up on Sunday, but it's not easy actually. I feel I can just show up. I don't even want to, I just want to show up. Once I get the time, I show up. So anytime I have time, I show up. I show up and tell the world what it is that God has put in my mouth to say. So thank you very much and God bless you all. Thank you for having me. Bye and see you next time.